I'm not doing a really bad Super Saf impression. Love you, Saf, by the way. But I do have some very exciting things to show you today. Okay, so this wasn't the plan at all. I should be in Berlin at the In fact, I was in Berlin for the last 4 days, and then I had to come home because of an eye issue, which was an absolute nightmare. But I did spend long enough in Berlin to go to IFA, which is one of the world's biggest trade shows for tech and loads of exciting things. And I found 10 things I loved so much, I thought I'd make a video about them. Let's get straight into it. I can only apologise about this. You just don't need to see my eye. Trust me. Okay, first up is a smartphone, and yes, there's loads of smartphones at IFA. Is it IFA or IFA? I never know how you say it, but who cares? Because Samsung had a massive presence there, as you might imagine, and the Z Fold 7, amongst all the other phones, all the other fancy thin phones and rugged phones and all the crazy stuff that you get at these trade shows, still stands out as one of the best, if not the best. In fact, it's the best phone I've reviewed so far in 2025, and it probably is the best phone I've reviewed within the last couple of years, which is a big statement, I know, but the reason for that is because it does this thing where, because it's so thin, so ridiculously thin, I don't know how Saf does this with these glasses, but anyway, because it's so thin, it feels like a regular phone, and it feels like a very thin regular phone, so there's no trouble with it in your pockets and all that sort of stuff, but it does that as well. So you have this massive internal display, and that makes it even more useful. The other thing I love about it is the fact that Samsung has gone so to town with this phone. They've really made a change from the Fold 6, and that doesn't happen much these days. Most phones in particular, have iterative updates each year. Samsung have nailed this, and they've really gone for it. So that is the first thing I saw at IFA, even though I've been using it as my main phone pretty much for the last couple of months. But it's the first thing I wanted to mention from IFA because amongst all the crazy AI stuff, it's just one of the best products I've reviewed in the last 2 years. Next up, we have a brand called GlocalMe, who normally provide global connectivity, hence the name, but this year they surprised everyone with a smartphone for pets. Now, I know this sounds absolutely mad, it's called the pet phone, but having got a puppy recently, I get it, and it's got some genuine use cases. For instance, you can do two-way calls with your pet if you're not at home, which may not be for everyone, but if you're the sort of person who wants to check in with your pet and have a conversation with them, you can do that. But it can also play calming music for them when you're not there, it can track their location, and it can monitor their wellness with built-in AI. They even showed this thing working in a fish tank, which means it's got fantastic waterproofing and gives you more peace of mind that it will be useful in any scenario. Now, it does feel very playful at first glance, but I think it has some very smart tech built into it, and it might just be that one of those features is beneficial for you, and if that's the case, that's how these products win. They also showed off the eSIM Trio, which is one SIM, it can serve over 200 countries, and it auto-switches networks. So that means no SIM swapping and no roaming stress. They also had a bunch of portable Wi-Fi devices which use smart switching tech to keep you on the best available signal. Very useful if you do a lot of traveling like myself. GlocalMe just had clever, useful and very practical tech, whether you're a pet parent like myself or a frequent traveler, again, like me. By the way, links to all of this stuff is down below. Next up, we have Geekom. I reviewed their AE7 mini Windows PC a little while ago, and bearing in mind I'm a Mac mini user, I was massively impressed. If you didn't know, Geekom is a great option for non-Mac users looking for something compact, powerful, and upgradable. Their new A9 Mega, which has a brilliant name by the way, just launched on Kickstarter, and it was easily one of the most powerful mini PCs shown at IFA. It runs up to an AMD Ryzen 9 7940HS with Radeon 780M graphics. It's got dual USB 4 ports with support for quad 8K output. Nuts. It also has toolless RAM and SSD upgrades, which you don't get on the Mac Mini. It comes with Windows 11 Pro pre-installed. There's also active cooling, so it stays surprisingly quiet even under heavy load. And it's perfect for content creation, multi-screen workflows, or just clean desk setups. If you want me to do a full review of the A9 Mega, get involved down below. Next up, we have Lifen, and they have 3 products that were very impressive. One of them I wish I could use, but before I get to that, the first one and the main focus for their booth are the P3 Pro and T1 Pro. These both have independently developed motors. The P3 Pro has a dual motor system, and the T1 Pro uses a single motor. There's a 148.5 degree dome-shaped head and a 3-blade system for better skin contacts, and the motor is visible through a transparent glass window, which is a very unique design. The body is CNC machined from a single block of 6063 aerospace grade titanium, and it has this kind of sandblasted texture which makes it feel really premium. And if you're the sort of person who uses shavers a lot, then that kind of thing matters. But it's also lightweight, it's compact, and it's travel ready, which for me is a big plus. Next up, we have a smart toothbrush which runs at 66,000 vibrations per minute and features a 60-degree oscillation, which, if you didn't know, and I didn't, follows the dentist recommended bass, a brushing method basically recommended by dentists. And it uses the same high-speed motor technology found in those shavers. Next up, we have a high-speed hairdryer. Stop laughing at the back. I can appreciate tech even if I can't use it. However, if you do have hair that needs drying, firstly, I'm very jealous, but secondly, these high-speed hairdryers are built with the same attention to detail and the same performance and tech as the toothbrushes and those shavers. This is such a complete set if you need all three. They're available in 80 Media Market and Saturn stores across Germany. 14 of those are located in Berlin if you happen to be there now, and the launch date has happened. It was the 5th of September, but there's a 50% discount on accessories until September the 30th. And you get a free 3-year extended warranty, which can't be bad, if you purchase before the end of October. If you live elsewhere, again, there's a link down below. Go and check it out. Next up, Ugreen. They are one of my favorite accessory companies, and there were 3 of their products that caught my eye. The first 2 were these Magflow chargers. They're Qi2 certified, which is a big deal now. They've got 25-watt fast magnetic wireless charging, and they're designed, as you'd guess, with Apple users in mind, but they do work across all Qi devices. So for instance, if you've recently bought a Pixel 10 phone, the new Magflow range includes a 3-in-1 desktop charger for your phone, for your earbuds, that kind of thing, and a 2-in-1 foldable travel charger, which again, if you're like me and do lots of traveling, is very, very handy. Oh, and the power bank has a built-in strap, which is actually a USB-C cable. So handy, and it has the Qi2 wireless magnetic charging there, and a little display that tells you how much charge is left in this bank. The other Ugreen product that caught my eye was an AI NAS. This has high-speed local storage with built-in AI functionality, which helps you organize, tag, and manage files intelligently, so you don't have to do it yourself. It's great for backing up content, streaming media, or avoiding relying on the cloud. And I know that matters to a lot of you. It just gives users more control over their data, and if there's one thing I keep hearing in my comment section, it's, well, people want control over their data. And to give you some reassurance, Ugreen has over 200 million users globally, and I'm a massive fan of their products. I take them with me everywhere. Go and check them out, and again, the link is down below. I don't know about you, but I have lots of meetings, I have lots of thoughts in my head that I need to get out, and I have lots of conversations with people that we both want to remember. And that is where AI note takers come in. I've been really impressed with this one. I've been using the Plaude Note Pro for a couple of weeks, and it just does what it says on the tin. It's super lightweight, it's about 30 grams, and it's roughly the size of 2 credit cards. It just attaches to the back of your phone via MagSafe, and it means it's always with you. And what it does is just ridiculously simple. It records conversations and lets you stay focused on those conversations. Equally, if something comes into your head that you want to remember, you just press a button on the Plaude Note Pro and talk into it. And within the Plaude app, you can snap photos and pin them to moments, which is really useful during fast-moving events. So if you're recording the event that you're at in terms of the person talking, but you also want to get the images from the stage. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about, and that is where the Plaude Note Pro wins. And then once you've finished, it brings everything together in that app. All the audio, photos, your notes, everything in order, so there's no scrambling to remember what happened when. There's also a built-in assistant, Ask Plaude, which helps you answer questions or plan your next steps for your next meeting. In terms of the hardware, there's 4 microphones with clear audio, even in big, noisy rooms, 50 hours of recording per charge, noise cancellation, which helps reduce background chatter, and yes, all recordings are encrypted end-to-end, so everything is safe. Plus, it looks really nice, it feels really premium, and it's not plasticky or cheap. I just think if meetings or interviews are a big part of your life, or you have lots of thoughts in your head that you want to get out and not forget, and you don't want to be distracted by your phone, something like the Plaude Note Pro is so useful. Next up, we have BMX, which isn't the BMX you're thinking of, but if you need a magnetic power bank or a wall charger, it's an alternative to some of the other stuff that was at the show, and it looked pretty impressive. BMX were showing off their solid-safe magnetic power banks and Gangster wall chargers. They were showing off MagSafe compatible models with 5K to 10K milliamp hours and features including 15-watt magnetic wireless charging, 30-watt USB-C output, and built-in USB-C lanyard cables. If you're wondering, they use solid-state battery tech, which is safer and more heat resistant than traditional lithium, there's no swelling, and there's a longer lifespan. And it's so tough. They were drilling screws through a power bank and it was still charging a phone. Now you'll never do that, but at least you know you could. Don't do that. Next up, we have Reolink. They had some fantastic hardware at IFA, particularly for home and small business security, which are both subjects very close to my heart. The highlight product for me was the TrackFlex floodlight Wi-Fi camera. This is the first 4K 360-degree floodlight camera with local AI video search, and that basically means you can easily jump to key events without scrubbing through loads of footage. But it also has zoom, pan, and tilt control, and triple PIR sensors. Basically, it means it has smarter motion detection, which is very reassuring. There's also dual floodlights with adjustable color temperature and auto tracking, which follows movement across the frame. Reolink also showed off the Reolink AI system, and that adds smart alerts, event tagging, and natural language summaries, which is very hard to say, for faster reviews. Awesome stuff. Next up, we have Jizu Life, which I really hope I'm pronouncing properly. They had the Ultra 2 handheld fan, and if you've lived anywhere this summer, particularly in the UK, well, you needed one of these. I needed one of these. It's a brilliantly designed and a surprisingly interesting take on personal cooling. It's compact and it has a really quiet motor, which means you can use it in public without being really annoying. It's got a long-lasting battery, USB-C charging for convenience, and you can even remove the grill for cleaning, and it has an auto-adjusting airflow based on your environment, which means you don't have to think about it. You just turn it on and you stay cool. I think this is more than just a summer gadget. It feels like a daily essential for commuting, or people who travel a lot, or people like me who just get hot a lot. Last but not least, we have the Vime Open Note earbuds. They were showing these off at IFA as well. I've used them for a little while now, and they are a fantastic alternative to the other types of AI note takers because they're earbuds. So you pop them in like that. They're open earbuds, so you can hear the world around you. You can listen to music, podcasts, and that sort of stuff. And the audio is pretty good, really, for open earbuds. But they're also note takers. So you get instant voice recording, real-time transcription, and as you'd guess, automatically generated summaries and to-do lists. They're very comfortable. They've got 53 hours of battery life with the case, and they even have high-res audio support. I'm very impressed by these. Guys, it's over to you. Which was your favorite product from this list? And also, what did I miss? Did you go to IFA? Were you there? Did you stay the distance unlike me? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see my eye, you're not going to. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.